and welcome. You're watching GM Online Media presents India's finest workplaces. I'm Gitanjali Mathur and today we are talking about an organization that has always considered the well-being of its workforce a priority. We're talking about one of India's leading tire manufacturers, Bridgestone. Bridgestone India is a part of the Bridgestone Group, a global leader in tire and rubber providing solutions for safe and sustainable mobility. Commencing production in 1996 in Kheda and in Chakan in 2013, Bridgestone currently produces passenger car tires, truck and bus radials, and imports off-the-road tires from Japan to cater to the needs of the Indian market. One of the preferred partners to leading OEMs and their dealers, Bridgestone currently enjoys the market leader position in the car tire category in the segment they operate. With an employee base of over 3,000 people and more than 5,000 dealers all across India, let's find out what makes Bridgestone one of India's finest workplaces. And to talk about the company, we're joined by none other than the Managing Director of Bridgestone India, Mr. Parag Satpathy. Parag, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Thank you very much. I'm doing very well.
So Parag, let's start with you telling us about your association with the company. What attracted you to join Bridgestone India?
So I joined Bridgestone about 4 years ago. And the first thing which caught my attention was that it is a truly international company and the brand is well known through the association with motorsports. Then when I looked further, I realized they have a big focus on the Indian market. And finally, what sealed the deal actually was the philosophy of the company, which is about serving society.
And as an employee, what according to you makes Bridgestone India one of India's finest workplaces?
So the culture of the company is based on this philosophy of serving society with superior quality. It helps to bond the team and to allow them to work to serve the society around them. This came through very strongly during COVID times. Secondly, we are going through a very interesting phase. We are a company in transformation. We are transforming from being just a tire and rubber products company into a solutions provider. And that allows the teammates to keep the customer's needs in mind and to do exciting work. I think these two things put together make Bridgestone India one of the finest places to work in.
With 3,017 passenger car radial dealers, 1,426 truck and bus radial dealers and fleet count, and 4 off-the-road tire dealers, Bridgestone's presence in the country has a strong foothold. So tell us more about the foundational values of Bridgestone India.
So the company was founded in Japan more than 90 years ago, and right at the time of the founding, Ishibashi-san, who's the founder, had a very clear thought that businesses cannot exist just to make profit. They have to contribute to the society that they operate in. And he encapsulated that in the mission statement of the company, serving society with superior quality. And it's really amazing to see 90 years down the line, all across the world, Bridgestone exists in more than 150 countries. All of these companies operate out of this core philosophy.
Our mission is to serve society with superior quality and we are strongly committed to that. So there are multiple activities which we are carrying forward in our CSR department, like taking the menstrual hygiene session for rural people and organizing the medical camps and educating drivers for financial literacy, digital literacy, and taking sessions for some art and craft things for the ladies out there. So last year I did those things and fortunately I won the Star Volunteer Award also. So it gave me a sense of accomplishment.
So Bridgestone India is going through a exciting holistic transformation to become an undisputed leader in the market. So tell us about your strategy and your vision around this.
So our company is built on a strong product portfolio. We already talked about the superior quality. So a few years ago we realized that while we have a very strong base, there is a lot of potential for the company to really become the undisputed leader in the Indian market. There were 2 or 3 things that we focused on. First and foremost was to make a very strong connection with our dealer partners. Our interface with the Indian customers and consumers is through the more than 3,000 dealers that we have across the country. So put in a lot of effort to improve the working with them and to help them to increase and enhance their own business. That was number one. The second thing was to make sure that within the company, all the employees can contribute to their fullest. And to do that, we did a couple of things. We invested, of course, in systems and processes to make work more efficient, and we created policies which allowed people to take decisions and to act quickly when they saw opportunities in the market. And as a consequence of this, we have seen that the company has really started performing very well, and we have undergone not just a business transformation, but a big cultural transformation. And the final thing, of course, is we realize that there is a huge transformation happening in the mobility space, and we would like to be active in wider than just the tire segment. So we have set up an innovation garage, which is a place where we are scanning the market, meeting with a lot of new technologies and startups to see where the next business opportunity will come from. So putting all of this together, we are very excited with how, first of all, the mobility space in India is going to transform, and what role we as a company can play in that.
Now, Parag, last but not the least, what does the future of Bridgestone look like?
At Bridgestone, we are very excited because we have a very strong foundation already in the country. We have been here more than 20 years and have a very strong business. But more importantly, we have a value of boss centricity. Boss in this case for us means the customer. So all across the company, people are very well focused on understanding what the customer needs and then providing the solution for that. As the space is transforming, there is a lot of action on EVs, there is action on shared mobility, there is action on sensors going into tires and cars. We see a lot of opportunity for us as a company to bring our global knowledge into India and help the industry transform. So we look forward to a very exciting time in the Indian mobility space and to contributing to the development of the country.
Thank you so much, Parag, for talking to us today and telling us more about Bridgestone India's vision, mission, and also, letting us understand what makes Bridgestone India one of India's finest workplaces.
Thank you very much. A pleasure to talk to you.
Driving all these changes and envisioning a leadership position is not possible without taking people along. People are an important part of a transformational journey. So now let's understand how Bridgestone supports its employees and their growth. So joining us now is Apurv Chaube, who's the Chief Human Resources Officer at Bridgestone India. So Apurv, it's good to have you with us.
Thank you so much.
So Apurv, as a CHRO, what is your vision of an organization?
So our vision of an organization is to be undisputed king in our business. We want to be the number one. And when you want to be the number one, it cannot be done without a competent and capable team. And Bridgestone invests a lot of their resources and time in developing their team so that they can help us become the number one. We hire the best. We spend a lot of time building their capabilities, growing them within the organization, engaging them and retaining them. And that's probably the mantra for success for Bridgestone. We also realize that one of the most important thing is to create a culture wherein people have the freedom to suggest, people have the freedom to participate, experiment, learn and innovate. When you have a culture like this, people do give their best, and that's what we have seen, that this is one of this is how the success comes to Bridgestone, because we have created a culture of collaboration within the organization.
The teams that I'm working with are really supportive. The feedback and the constructive feedback which they provide me is something that will take me to places I feel at a later stage in my career. So I think working at Bridgestone gives me a positive environment and a positive scope towards my future, and the direction which it gives me for my future career is something which I'm literally looking forward to.
And what is Bridgestone's idea on collaborating with its partners for skill enhancement and knowledge sharing?
We put a lot of emphasis on skill development and the capability development, not only for our employees but for our partners as well. We have invested into creating a skill development university. We call it Bridgestone Institute of Mobility Solutions. And the focus here is to build capability, create awareness about our products, our quality, how we make our products, so that people understand that how we differentiate our product from our competitors.
So, Purv, how do you recognize the best of talents? Like, what's the differentiator that sets apart a potential Bridgestone employee from rest of the talent?
I think the most important thing is what we look for while we hire our employees is attitude. We hire for attitude. We do not hire them for their skill, because we strongly believe that skills can be developed once they come to Bridgestone. So that's the most important point that we keep in mind. Once they are with Bridgestone, we invest a lot of time in developing their capabilities, making sure they understand our culture, making sure that we invest enough time and resources in developing their capabilities. And the second biggest differentiator that we find is that we have a good mix of old and new. We have people who've been here for 25 years, and we have a lot of people who are from the new generation, and they coexist in harmony.
So I started from production planning and control. Basically started as a trainee in Bridgestone, and then I've been given various responsibilities, right from warehousing, then procurement, started learning various functions of the procurement and heading the procurement function. Recently I have been shifted into logistics and supply chain department. So all these changes, all these kind of spectral changes is giving me various different opportunities of learning, and I'm proud to be the part of Bridgestone family.
And now it's time to slip into a short break, but you don't go away. Keep watching GM Online Media presents India's finest workplaces. So, Purv, you also run a lot of rewards and recognition programs. So, what all do you do? How do you keep your employees motivated?
I think the most important thing is that how do you acknowledge the good work being done by our employees? And that's where we have designed the reward and recognition program in a way that every employee who's positively contributing is acknowledged and rewarded. So what we do is that we have created a program wherein we not only reward the individuals, we reward the teams as well. And it's not only that the manager only will be able to reward their employees, but employees themselves will be able to reward other employees. So we run a program called Accelerator, and other employees can nominate their colleagues for this particular reward. That works very well for us. Apart from that, we have the monthly reward, which runs on a digital platform for us, wherein people can give the rewards to their employees. We have 6 monthly rewards that we run. We call them My Story Awards. That works very well for us. And the annual rewards that we have, we call them Tantansu Awards. Tantansu Awards are like the biggest awards that Bridgestone has. And we have huge number of teams and individuals getting rewarded through those programs.
And if we talk about welfare programs, so tell us more about employee welfare programs that an employee can benefit from.
Yeah, I would like to specifically talk about the care and concern that this organization shows towards its employees and their families as well. And in the recent past, as you know, that pandemic has been the biggest issue that we all faced. And that's when the whole organization said that we need to keep our people first. So usually, the businesses will look at their business and look at where we are losing money, but this organization clearly, said that we need to put our people first. And that's where the entire machinery was geared up to support our employees, to make sure that they are safe, their families are safe, their children are safe. And we've done everything possible to make sure their health and well-being and their safety.
At Bridgestone, each employee feels invested in their work as it speaks to their interests, and the culture of Bridgestone stands out to be so energizing and enriching. I can proudly say that Bridgestone has a culture of integrity.
And Bridgestone also puts, a lot of focus on learning and development opportunities for its employees. So what all initiatives can an employee benefit from?
Yeah, as I said right in the beginning that, the edge, the competitive edge that we will get in the market is only if we have a capable team on the ground. And the capability is built through training and development. So we have processes wherein we put a lot of emphasis on developing our people capability through recognizing the needs of our people, what training they need, whether it's in the area of leadership or the functional training programs that we have. We drive this learning and development initiative through digital platforms that we have, or we have a full-fledged learning center through which we drive the learning programs for our employees. Our employees can choose what learning they want to go through. They can assess their own learning gap, through a digital platform wherein people can go and do the gap assessment and say that this is what we need, and that's how we manage to drive learning and development within the organization.
Our talent management process is very holistic and it focuses right from the time we acquire our talent. And we give a lot of emphasis to our early talent who are essentially brought in with a focus to be groomed as our future leaders. Our Taking Roots program essentially looks at these young talent who are nurtured very early to becoming our succession talent pools later.
Journey in Bridgestone has been full of growth, learning and going beyond the routine. I would say that management always makes an effort for creating an egalitarian organization and they are successful in that. Recently I have been into the program called Agile. So there were learnings in 3 key aspects. First of all, as an individual, professional networking and problem solving and emotional intelligence. Also as a team, it created the mindset for collaboration and cooperation. As an organization, it has created the culture for continuous growth and learning. So finally, I would say that it was win-win for all the stakeholders.
One of our flagship programs is called Agile, and that stands for Education and Agility. These are programs specially curated for our leadership talent with a careful choice of the partners we work with in collaboration with global universities. And the reason we do that, in fact, facilitated by our internal leaders as well. We bring in futuristic skills that are very essential in the leaders that we groom for tomorrow. At the same time, they're coupled with the relevant skills required for the several business situations in each function.
So Apurva, my last question to you is about the future. What does the future of Bridgestone look like?
Well, first of all, let me tell you, future looks pretty bright for us. While I say that, I think what is going to differentiate for us is digitization, innovation, and to achieve that, how do we prepare our teams? We need to have teams which are capable, which understand the future technologies. We need to hire the best. We need to retain the best for us to be successful. We need to make sure that going forward in future, our people become our differentiators along with our technology.
Thank you so much, Apurva. It was great talking to you and finding out how Bridgestone takes care of its employees and partners.
Thank you so much. Pleasure being here. Thank you.
The Bridgestone Group creates an atmosphere where people of all beliefs and personalities may work together and exhibit their strengths. Bridgestone values and respects the diversity of culture and customs found in every country. The company sympathizes with ideas from a variety of people's perspectives in order to generate new ideals. And it also provides a structure in which employees may fulfill their responsibilities with confidence and display their skills to the maximum across their lives.
At Bridgestone India, diversity has been an ingrained part of the culture since inception. Be it diversity in skills, diversity in people coming from different religions, different experiences. That is what Bridgestone is made up of. Looking at one aspect of diversity, which is gender diversity, and it's very well important and known to the organization that gender diversity gets in a well-balanced thought process to drive the future. And looking towards the future, Bridgestone has 2 aspects of gender diversity to build upon. The first thing is looking up grooming on gender diverse leaders. So we are certainly on our path to groom gender diverse leaders in future. But beyond that, today if you look at Bridgestone India, we have pretty well balanced leadership at the top, whereby the diverse thought process from a gender diverse team does flow down in making the culture. And that's the beauty of Bridgestone grooming up diversity overall. Bridgestone India is at a real beautiful confluence. And that's the confluence of the old, which comes with experience, with the new. New is experimental. So the confluence of the experience and the experimental is the stage at which we are now. And this has been the cultural transformation which has been happening over the past couple of years, 3 to 4 years. And this blended culture is what is going to take Bridgestone India to its next level of growth. From a financial perspective also, looking at our next stage of growth for the investments that we have made, I think Bridgestone has really gathered all the required resources at the right spot to take the next leap ahead.
Bridgestone aspires to improve the way people move, live, work and play. People at Bridgestone are guided by their global corporate social responsibility commitment and is dedicated to shaping a sustainable future that addresses 3 priority areas: mobility, people and environment.
हम सेफ्टी, क्वालिटी, प्रोडक्टिविटी इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए नए नए तरीके के काइजन करते हैं, जिससे हमारा नॉलेज स्किल बढ़ता है और हमारे काम का तरीका आसान होता है। इससे काइजन के मैनेजमेंट से अवार्ड जैसे कि हमारी कहानी स्पॉट अवार्ड छोटे छोटे कार्य के लिए हमें इसे प्रेरणा देने के लिए मिलता है और काइजन के तरीक़े से अच्छी प्रेरणा के मिलने के कारण और इससे हम ब्रिजस्टोन टीम के हिस्सा होने के कारण हम खुद को गर्व महसूस करते हैं।
Today, people at Bridgestone are imagining solutions that will enable the transformation of mobility and the advancement of society in the future. These solutions will change the way we go about our daily routine and will play a major part in sustaining the fast depleting earthly resources. So this was the story of one of India's leading tyre manufacturers, Bridgestone. We'll be back with another uplifting and inspiring story in our next episode. Till then, thank you and have a good day.